be strong in this time, son. I'm a survivor. I will survive. I will survive. And I'm a firm believer. I'm shy just to stay alive. That simple means it. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can hold me sick. I will not allow negativity. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can. Nobody can. Everybody show me some strength. No weakness. Show me a man. Strength. No weakness. Show them who we are. Strength. No weakness. Show me a man. Everybody strength. No weakness. Show them who we are. Not when you roll. Your enemies, they must tremble. Your enemies, they must tremble. Yo, not when you roll. Everything has to humble. Everything has to humble. I'm a go-getter. I just go hard.
Come on, this is your opportunity to tap into the $7.3 trillion industry in this COVID time. Get interactive, hands-on in the Forex and crypto market. Educate yourself in this financial industry. All of this is possible right now with a multi-source income generator. This program will allow you to learn while you earn in this lucrative decentralized industry. Take advantage of this trading academy, personal development, create multi-source stream income, trading ideas in this global market, get discount travel with your own portal, bonus token backed by bitcoins, and so much more. For more information, contact Kristen Alexis at 347-834-2852 or Marisha Dash at 646-529-6570. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity of a lifetime. Call now.
In this time, son, I'm a survivor. I will survive. I will survive. And I'm a firm believer.
How very appropriate for that particular song today, right? I am a survivor. Yeah, man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ride Along for today. Today is Monday, a very special Monday. I want to tell all you, I just jump off the jumbo jet and I jump straight into the car and voila, ride along. It was that important that we bring this edition of the program for you today. It was that important. We couldn't. Look, I never start up the car yet, to tell you the truth. Look, I never start up the car yet, if you think I lie. Look, starting the car for the first time. That's how important you guys are. That's how important and necessary it is for this particular story here. So before we go any further, I want everybody to share the program. This is that them kind of days that you're kind of skimping on the share. We're not playing that today. In fact, if all you kind of skimpy on the share, I'm going to be skimpy on the program and hold back my guests. Because my guest today is special. Okay? My guest today is special. And a pure guest, you know. It's a special guest I have on the program here today. My friend, your friend, someone that we all know and love for so many years. She is here. Media colleague. She's here. Not only here, but she's here to tell her very passionate and personal story with the idea to help others. To help others with her story here today. So I want everybody to share. And as you share, I want you to say, I share. As you share, I want you to say, I share. And I want you to tag this program on a few friends' page right now as well. Because we ain't playing that today. All right, I want you to tag this program on a few friend page. In fact, let me tell you a secret. I cut my vacation short to come and do this program here today. I cut it short. Yeah, because I wasn't getting good internet down there. Why you guys didn't see I go live? I have to come today to do it. So all of this we do that just for all you. All you have to do is share. Share it once. If you share it once already, you share it twice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Denise. Thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate you. Everybody do like Denise and share. Everybody do like Denise and share. Everybody do like Sweet Tony and share.
You gotta be strong in this
CJ, I tell you, I was in Aruba. I was in Aruba 5 hours ago. But when I learned that this is happening, I had to cut my vacation short. New York time. Head back to New York. Can't do it. Jocelyn, how you doing? Big up yourself. Listen, I want to waste no time at all. I want to waste no time at all. We're up to 200. We're up to 200. We're ready to go. And I want all you to keep sharing and start a watch party. This is no joke today, guys. Let me tell all you the story. How it's gonna start. Let me share it one more time. So while I was in Aruba, right, I got tagged a few times, and I wondered what happening. Some crisis. What happening? I got tagged. When I got a chance to open up the video, because of I was getting slow internet on my phone, I couldn't watch the video. But I saw the person's face, and I was like, "What happened?" So I had to quickly message her and find out what's the deal, and she broke it down to me. But me and her spoke before, so I know what was happening. We didn't make it public. She didn't make it public, so I didn't make it public. But today, after she made it public personal on her page, we decided to bring her on to share the story with us, again, with the idea to help others. So I want everybody right now to welcome my special guest. My special guest, she is no stranger to Ridealong Live. In fact, she's been on the program with me for a lot of times, talking about all sorts of things, breaking down a lot of things. So she's a media affiliate. She is a friend. She's everybody know Jan. Jan, welcome to Ridealong Live today as my guest, because it's your story today, Jan. It's your, hold on, let me yes, I hear you now. Yes, it's your story today, Jan.
You're real hyping me up. I don't know why, but you're hyping me up today.
Hyping you up.
I sing calypso and you and hype me up so when you interview me.
Gosh, oh gosh. You're right. No, Jan, I was, as I was telling the folks, right? So I'm sitting there in Aruba, and I keep getting these messages. And me and you had this conversation before. I knew what was going on. You was telling me what was going on.
Yeah, because early in the game, you called me for an interview, but I had just come out of the hospital. I had surgery. So I kind of needed to explain to you that that was sometime in November. Something happened in November.
Something. And I said, Jan, we need to come. We need to go and mash up this ride along.
Yeah. And I told you, I just came out of surgery. I can't.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're one of the few people that I told initially.
Yes.
So, but it was something that I had to get through. I had to get through a part of it first before I got to the point where I was able to share and speak on what's going on with me. You have to get to a comfort zone with what you're dealing with first. And then you can, right now I can share to my heart's content. In fact, since I spoke on Friday, I've been answering questions nonstop from the folks who are able to reach me on Messenger or asking questions. People just want to know. They have questions. They want to know not necessarily what's going on with me, but what can I do? How do I join the movement of checking myself regularly and early detection and all of that? So I've been answering questions nonstop since Friday, and I'm hoping that this is about helping people. This is not about me, Junior. I have discovered this. I was able to find an amazing team of people, but the information I have now is how we can help others.
Yes.
Along the way.
Let's go back, Jan. Let's start from that time, that day, right? If you could relive those moments with us, because I think for a lot of people, that is a junction in their life when all sorts of things start to cross their mind, right? That particular time that you found out that you of your diagnosis, why did you go and check yourself in the first place? So, did you have any idea that you had any cancer in your family? Why did you?
No, actually, we don't have a history of cancer. My family don't have a history of cancer. Um, Here's what I have, and I know a lot of women on the live. We have a lot of women on this live. I'm sure we have a lot of women on this live.
Yeah, you do. We do.
Okay, Junior, from a man's perspective, we're speaking open and frank here. This is Big People program. We're speaking
Right.
open and frank here.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know all breasts don't feel the same.
Right. Well.
Okay.
Okay.
Some of us have
Mhm.
fibrocystic breasts. In other words, it's dense. There are some people, if you touch their breasts, it will practically squish.
Right.
And there are some of us, when you touch our breasts, it gets to like hair, and it's very firm. It's very fibrous. It's very muscular. So you might see some people and be like, "Wait, she 35, 40, and she could still walk around without wearing bra."
Mm-hmm.
Fibrocystic. These people, we have dense breasts. In that, it's nice and cute when you're young,
Right.
but when you get older and it's time to do mammogram and these things, when it's time for you to get your regular woman checkout, now these become worrisome, they become problematic, right? So I have always known that I had fibrocystic breasts, and that there's always a lump somewhere. There is
Mhm.
always, because the makeup is different. So I remember the first time I discovered a lump in my breast, I went to trial and echoes. That's the first time I heard the term fibrocystic breast. And when I did she didn't do a mammogram. She did just a regular what do you call it again? The ultrasound. She did a
Right.
regular ultrasound.
Okay.
So when I did that, at that point, I realized I was different. I had different breasts from normal people. I don't know if we normal or the others normal, but
Right.
it was different in that we tended to have more lumps, and we needed to check as we get older. We needed to check more regularly
Right.
and more thoroughly,
Yes.
because another person would be able to pass their hand from hair to hair, and that's it. But we have to go deeper. We have to,
Right. You have to
our
feel. Okay.
search
Mm-hmm.
has to be more thorough. And I'm talking about your personal search on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even talking about when you go to your doctor. I'm just talking about your personal search. You go into the bathroom and you're soaping yourself and you're checking yourself. Normal search. You do it after your menstrual cycle, because again, we tend to get more lumps when our menstrual cycle comes around,
Okay.
right? So everything is more sensitive, everything is more swollen, everything is more tender because we are constructed different.
Mm-hmm.
So that was back way in Grenada when I discovered that I had fibrocystic breast. So
Okay.
I've always read up on it. I've always checking. And then what happened? During COVID,
Mm-hmm.
remember when I left New York and was hiding out in Connecticut?
Right. Well, that who was doing correspondent for me from Connecticut. I remember that.
Right. So my cousin Kate and I, we were hanging out. We're in Connecticut. This is new to us. Brandon goes to school he logs in from 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:20 in the morning. He's doing school online. So we're free to do whatever we want.
Mm-hmm.
So we're cooking, we're baking, we're doing all kinds of stuff. We're hanging out until 2 o'clock in the morning, drinking, doing all kinds of stuff. And then it occurred to me that I keep telling Makeda, I keep telling my cousin, Keda, I feel so old. I feel like I am 60, 70 years old.
Uh-huh.
Like I would wake up in the morning and as soon as you do, like you make breakfast or you do some little chore, all you keep thinking, oh boy, I could go and take a 2-hour nap.
Mm.
You're tired. I was drained. I was tired. Then me and Brandon always doing something. I couldn't be riding my bicycle outside with Brandon. He's on the street riding his bicycle. I sit on the step watching him because my body is fatigued. I'm drained. And I did not know what was happening with me. But I keep telling my cousins, hey, all you're feeling old. And they're joking. They kicks in. Yo, they kicks in and telling me, well, you're probably COVID probably making us that probably one of the side effects of COVID in the air is that we getting old fast.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
old talk now. And I remember checking as after another menstrual cycle, I'm checking again. And then I noticed a little lump on the bottom below the nipple, more towards my chest area on the right side on my right breast.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, okay. As per normal, well, at that time though, COVID is in full effect. Doctors are not seeing you. So
yes.
Everything is in lockdown. So I said, okay, let me just see what happens here. As with other lumps I've discovered before, let me see if this will go away with the next menstrual cycle. But Junior, there's no reason I should have paid attention to that lump. And I'm saying that to say it wasn't painful. It wasn't uncomfortable. There was no reason why it should have bothered me.
Right.
But I guess because of how I was feeling generally, I kind of suspected something was wrong. Right? I kind of suspected that something, I didn't know what it was. So, yo, be wary of Google. Google will drive you mad.
Oh my God. And I'm sure it kind of sent you crazy.
Junior, I started to Google side effects of all kinds of stuff. I started to search up autoimmune diseases. I started to, because you're home, you can't get to a doctor. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on with me. And while all of this is going on, I'm telling my cousin, I don't know, we don't have cancer in our family, but I know a couple of our relatives that may have that. I know one of our cousins that was diagnosed with what's it called again? They usually
is that form of
they usually represented with the purple ribbon.
Alzheimer's?
Lupus. No. I said I know one of our cousins that was diagnosed with lupus. So because I'm just sending myself mad in the midst of all this.
Right.
So when I called the doctor, I couldn't get the doctor. I left Connecticut and I came back to Brooklyn. And I drove to the doctor's office and I said to them, listen, I don't really want to see you. I have a lump in my breast and it feels different from every other lump I've ever felt in my breast. Because I know lumpy breast, my breast lumpy.
Right.
So I know you're booked until September, as they told me, you're booked until September. I said, I don't really want to see you. What I need is a referral to go get a mammogram done. She's like, okay. She said, come in. So she took me into her office. I met everybody that I met there. She's like, come on in. I'm like, okay. And I went into the office and she did just the regular check. She checked my my breathing from the back. She checked my breathing from wherever else. And she felt it. She said, it doesn't feel suspicious. She said, I've touched suspicious, stuff that turned out to be bad, and this doesn't feel like bad.
Right.
She said, but if it will make you feel better, I will give you. I said, that's all I want. All I want is a referral to go get a mammogram done. And I went and I got the mammogram at Lenox Hill Radiology, which is the facility that they do their tests in collaboration with. I went to Lenox Hill Radiology. I did the mammogram. The mammogram also, because she felt that there was something there, it also came with a biopsy. So I did the thing with a biopsy. And I left, and the results were available a couple of days later.
And that time frame, like what was going through your mind when you're sitting there and you're waiting for that?
Junior, I don't think everything already. I don't.
You already had it in your mind. You already felt it out. That's where it was going to end up.
I don't know. I don't know what I was hoping that it wasn't, but
Yeah.
I had the weirdest feeling that was not a normal lump. That was not it. It wasn't a little seed. I've felt seeds, like a little seed in my breast. But it felt like a little bit of jello, deeper than my skin.
Mm.
It was something that if I squished on it, it didn't hold its shape.
Oh.
It didn't hold its shape. And then here's another telltale sign that I got that I knew something was wrong. When I put my hands up, Junior, the shape on the bottom of my right breast changed. It wasn't a round, asymmetrical as the other one. It didn't flatten, but it looked different. The shape, when you put and that is another thing, that is another way women can check themselves. You put your hands up, your breasts are, obviously some people have breasts that are a little bigger than the other because they're right-handed or left-handed.
Right.
But women know their bodies. Right? And when I put my hands up, I noticed that the shape, the bottom part, looked a little different. The shape was different. It wasn't as perfect and asymmetrical as it's supposed to be.
Huh.
Junior, your rider's going crazy. One says she's checking herself right now.
Yeah, well,
y'all listen. Listen, guys.
It's an education trainer.
Listen, guys. Do not be paranoid. Do not drive yourselves crazy. Do not be paranoid. I am just talking about my experience. My experience may be different from yours. I don't want you guys getting sick over what you're listening. This is just an education as to what to look for. So you put your hands up and you look at the shape. Also, when I was like, if I after my shower and I'm bending down to lotion my skin, the position of my nipples changed.
Oh.
The right one kinda turned in. It wasn't just. Look, we're having a whole conversation on TT here this hour.
No, TT. I get to get professional. No, I want that. So I know what you're talking about. Johnny, go ahead.
Okay. Some people get inverted nipples. These are things you read. I guess as the disease progresses, some people might get when it gets, I guess, to a certain stage, some people may get a discharge from the nipple.
Right.
Because I found what I found and was uncomfortable with it from the very, very beginning. We didn't get to that stage. I just started seeing little changes.
Right.
And I decided, no, I'm not sitting on this.
And that was probably that was probably a a lucky move that you made then. But we'll get to all of that. We'll get to all of that.
Well,
The paranoia, Janice, that is the part I know does send people crazy. That waiting and see and sitting and not sure. But you said that you kind
not
of have it figured out in your head. But how you
not knowing, Junior, is worse than knowing what's going on
know?
with you. Not knowing what's going on with you is 10 times worse than going on than knowing what's going on with you and making a plan to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So when I noticed these little things, I knew I had to take some steps to do something because something wasn't right.
Right.
Right? At that point, when I got the results back, I went and picked up the results, I think a week later. And when I saw the results, I drove back to the house. Brandon was sitting in this spot right here because this was his home learning table. That's his desk.
Yeah.
I remember I come in, I kiss him on the forehead, and I went into the bedroom. And it's COVID, so you come in, you get out of all your clothes, you hit the shower. That time everybody paranoid. So as soon as you come in, you put your clothes in a plastic bag, you hit the shower. And then I went and I laid down on my bed. And Junior, every possible thought that could have run through my head ran through my head.
What
It started with
what did the results say? What did the results say?
The results said that the area that was biopsied was malignant.
In that exact wording, because sometimes like when they told me, and that's fast forwarding a bit, but when they told me I had COVID, they kind of put it in a way. So I said, did it mean like I have it or I don't have it? Like, couldn't they just tell me like straight yes or no? Was it a kind of convoluted kind of message? So you have to kind of think about, is it yes or is it no, or was it straightforward? Did you understand what exactly?
Well, in all the conversations we've listened to about people being diagnosed with cancer, I still had to sit down in front of the building and Google what malignant to figure out whether is good or bad.
Right.
So when I opened the results, I Googled malignant to see whether it's good or bad. Malignant says cancer.
Yes.
And I remember sitting in a car, and then I drove home, and I passed Brandon here, and I just I needed to lay down and rest my brain for a few minutes. And I laid down and I rested my brain for a few minutes. And then I called Auntie Karen, and I said to her, I just did a biopsy and it came back malignant. But whatever you do not say a word to Makeda or to anybody else. My same partner in crime that we set it up whole night.
Yes.
Because here's what I know. When people get, and I that is something I figured out from working all these years in radio and learning people and being around all the people I know. If you give your loved ones a diagnosis without a plan, it drives everybody crazy.
Crazy. I know exactly what you mean.
If you give people a diagnosis without a plan, it drives people crazy. So I started to do my research, and Auntie Karen said to me, let me make a few calls. I'll get back to you. The next call she made to me was, gather the stuff you had, everything you have down there, all your test results, and come. I'm gonna take you to see my a family friend, which is like the head of oncology at another institution.
Right.
And I packed a bag, was in Connecticut the next day, and we sat with him. And he explained everything on the result. He explained what the results meant. And at that point, I was able to breathe. Because at that point, you see, it's not what you do or what you say to somebody, Junior. It's
It's how
how
you
you
say it.
say it.
But
It's how you say it.
That's what I'm saying, John. In order to give somebody some kind of diagnosis like that, right? I would think that you would sit, the doctor would sit around and a psychologist because it's hard to process
No,
this
no, no,
thing.
no, no. I collect my results in the middle of COVID, Junior, and I wasn't supposed to open it. I was supposed to bring
Right.
it to the doctor by fast. So I opened my
Oh,
thing
I see.
because I want to know. So I opened it and I have to deal. Because if you want the truth, then you have to be able to deal with the truth.
And that is hard.
Yeah, it is. It's the hardest sentence anybody ever write to me. It's the hardest thing you've ever had to read. But at that point, you have to put on your big girl clothes.
Right.
And why heat still coming up in the building, Jared? All that noise in the back there is heat coming up in the
And the hot like hell outside.
and outside hot. Heat breaking iron come up in the building still. Anyways.
Hold on, Jaja. Let's take a quick little breather, right? Let's take a quick break. But when we come back, I want to talk about what was different from what the doctor told you that put you at a more ease than what you read. What was the difference? And also, guys, when we come back, I'm going to open up the phone lines and have you guys have a quick little chat with Jan. She has a lot more to say. Her story goes on. I say it's an educational ride along on breast cancer, guys, with Jan. Don't move. We'll be right back.
Feeling hungry, grab a snack. Caribbean food delight. Jamaican patties, light and flaky. Caribbean food delight. Taste the difference. Caribbean food delight. Grab a patty, take a bite. Caribbean food delight. Quick and easy, grab a patty, take a bite. Caribbean food delight. Oh yeah.
All right, short and sweet. Guys, we're back here with Jan, and she's sharing her exclusive story with us. And it's an education for everyone, right? It's an education for men as well as women, because we know about it. They always say, check your breast, do self-examination and all these things. Jan is sharing her very intimate story with us because she wants you guys, women as well as men, to understand the process. She went through it, and it's very, very recent. And it's still emotional for her, and as you could imagine, and our entire family. So we want to pace it, and it's happy. It's nice that you could actually laugh about certain things, Jan, because I know you've been through a lot, and I know it's still in the process. It's not like it's far gone. It's right here. It's still living through the process. So we thank you again for that. So here's what I want to find out, Jan, right? The paper had malignant on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's understood. I mean, understood. Malignant cancer, yes. But you said that when the doctor explained to you the process and all that was written on the paper, you felt a little more at ease. What did he explain to you? How did he explain it to you different to calm your nerve a bit?
Okay. Mind you, I did bring my paper to the doctor I had to bring it back to the doctor that gave me the referral, right?
Right.
So I brought it back and she said to me, okay, I'm going to set an appointment to see a surgeon. And that was basically that's it. They got me a date like a month later to see a surgeon. And when I got home and I Googled the surgeon, the first thing I realized was that the surgeon she recommended wasn't a breast surgeon. Importantly, not all advice is good advice, Junior.
True.
So when I got home, after I came from her, the doctor that I was supposed to bring back the referral to, I noticed that the surgeon that she referred me to wasn't a breast surgeon. And there are some places in times like these, Junior, you need a specialist. You need someone who's focused and knows what they're doing, and their line of work has to align with what you want them for.
Specifically, yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah.
This is not Janice get cut and she needs some stitches. This is serious. This is Brandon's mother, whether she's going to be around or not. This is serious thing. So when I noticed, I said, you know what? I picked up all my stuff and I went to Connecticut. And we went to see Dr. Z the next day. Dr. Z sat us down and he explained. He said, listen, there are some things that must be done. Genetic testing must be done in order to figure out what genes you're working with. Which of your family members may be affected by this? Is this a random something, or is it something that runs in your family and can be genetically traced to your mother's side of the family or your father's side of the family? Right? He went through the paperwork, and there were some things, there are some mutations that are very, very aggressive.
Right.
For example, you would probably hear about a BRCA gene mutation. Apparently that one is very, very aggressive. So the first thing he said to me is that's what you have, we can manage, we can control, we can take care of. It's not aggressive.
Oh, wow.
And at that point, Junior, I did not realize that I had not breathed in days.
Oh, wow. What about the stage?
It was one point when I found it, and by the time I found it and got to the biopsy and mammogram, it was 1.4 something centimeters or something. It was very, very little. It was early, very, very early, and very, very little.
Right. So what are some other things now? Now here we have to do some work. We have to do something. Are we gonna chemo, or are we gonna go the full route and do the full? What is the theory? I guess that was presented to you, and you had to make a decision.
All of that was presented. At that point, remember, I'm just visiting a family friend, a friend that is a head of oncology at another hospital. I'm not talking to my doctor here.
Right.
I'm talking to a family friend to find out exactly what's going on with me, because you need someone who knows what's going on, that can tell you what's going on and guide you as to what's going on.
Right.
It just so happened that my New York insurance would not have covered me outside of New York. It would never. If my New York insurance would have covered Connecticut,
right,
I would have gone to surgery probably the next day. But my New York insurance did not cover Connecticut. So I had to come back to New York. And that same Dr. Z said to me, he said, if there's something wrong with my mother or my wife and I cannot take care of them,
right,
I would recommend Dr. Manassi.
Right.
And he said to me, this is an amazing doctor. And I said to him, if you trust her with your family, I trust her. I saw her the next day. And I came back to New York and saw her the next day. And at that point, when I went in to see her and she did her initial exam and she scheduled genetic testing, she scheduled blood work, she scheduled a meeting with the plastic surgeon, she scheduled a meeting with the hematologist oncologist, which is the radiation people. She scheduled a meeting with the radiation people. She scheduled chemotherapy. All of these came on board that same day.
Wow.
So from Jump Street, you walk in and there's a team. There's a team. So you go from appointment to appointment to appointment. Everybody meets, but there's always a conversation. Everybody knows what everybody is doing.
Somebody say you had a good team and a good family, a good support at that point in time. Because I know Janice, and probably people could relate to me. When they hear that diagnosis there, they just feel like they go dead tomorrow. No joke.
Mind you, all of this is going on, and my family in Grenada, nobody knows anything. All of this is happening, and I've probably told 5 people so far.
Right.
Because I don't want to worry them, and I don't want to stress them out, because what I wanted to happen was when I know what's happening, I tell them, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is the plan. This is the plan. This is the plan. And remember, all of this is happening. And I now realize that I am immune compromised. Now I know that I have underlying conditions. COVID is all around us.
Yes. Oh, Lord.
So all of this is happening. And I am here, me and Brandon, by ourselves, while all of this is happening.
Wow.
So, I mean, I had a good support system online.
Right.
If I ever felt overwhelmed, I'd jump in the car and drive to Connecticut. If I ever felt the need to breathe, I take a walk. But that's basically the support system that you had. It was virtual.
Right. You know what I want to talk about, John? I want to understand the options, the buffet of options that was presented to you, and why you chose the option that you chose. Very importantly, what was the buffet of options?
The buffet of options, because it was early and because it was early, I had the option to do a lumpectomy. A lumpectomy is where they go in and just take out that lump in that area.
Right.
And they treat the rest of it. Right?
Yeah.
I also had the option to remove that one breast.
Okay.
And keep the other one. And this one here would have been reconstructed.
Okay.
And the third option on the table is go big or go home.
Remove
them both. Junior, it sounds hard to you. But here's what I know in my mind. I love my son more than life itself.
Yes.
I know that I am a very, very single parent. Brandon doesn't have another parent that he can depend on if something happens to me. That I know. You see, you have to know your circumstances. So I said to my doctor, I don't like if, buts, perhaps, or maybes. I want the safest option because I have a 9-year-old son that I have to live for. If I do the lumpectomy, 6 months from now, a year from now, every year, I have to go back and do mammograms and all of this. It's the same worry building up to that. That diagnosis, Junior, right?
Yeah.
That diagnosis is the hardest thing someone could ever say to you in your lifetime, I think. And if I am thinking, if I have to relive that diagnosis again, it means that whatever time, if that diagnosis ever comes up again, then you have to do this process all over again.
Yes.
Whether it's surgery, chemotherapy, radiation, every time there's a possibility of that diagnosis repeating itself, then that process has to repeat itself again. That did not make sense to me, to just do a portion and leave a portion. To some people, Junior, it may be a more difficult decision. I am 46 years old.
Still very
To some
young.
people, huh?
Still very young.
Yeah, I'm still very young, but to some people who may be 25 or 30 and have to have a young husband, or probably is still planning to have children. Brandon is my children. Child 1, child 2, child 3, child 4, child 5. Brandon is my children.
Right. Yes.
So for me, when I took Brandon into consideration, this is the easiest decision I've ever had to make in my life.
Right. So
it was not a difficult decision.
So
and to some people it would be difficult.
Yes.
Because of who they have to take into consideration, the age and the factors that they need to take into consideration. But for me, it was a very, very easy decision.
So I'm guessing, based on how you answer the question, you decide to go big or go home.
I had a double mastectomy with reconstruction. The option also comes with reconstruction.
Right.
That is why the plastic surgeon was also brought in when the original diagnosis came in. So when the surgery was done, the cancer surgeon was there, and my plastic surgeon and his team. There were 2 teams in the room that day.
Right.
Everybody was there. When one set finished doing what they needed to do, the plastic surgery team took over and did what they needed to do. So looking back, Junior, and all of this happened. This surgery stuff started November 10th. Looking back, it seems like a long time, but it wasn't. It's like just yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's still fresh.
It's still very fresh. It's still like yesterday. You take off your clothes and you walk into the bathroom, and sometimes it's the reality. Although I am at the point where my reconstruction is ongoing, but it's still sometimes you glance across in the mirror and it's still a hard reminder of the decision that you just made.
Let's talk about the psychological, and I completely understand. I would have recommended the same thing if someone was in similar situation, probably in the similar situation like you. And I'm sure the doctors took all of those things into consideration in advising you in that direction. But let's talk about the psychological effect. Did you have any psychological effect going through the process, or even after the process? How do you deal with it? You got a breast. It's not there. It's just gone. You have to play on you some way. How do you deal with that in your mind?
Here's the advantage as opposed to having, I guess, persons who have had to have that surgery in Grenada. I have expanders. I had expanders. My plastic surgeon put in expanders.
What is expanders, by the way? Explain to us.
Okay, okay, Janela, you want to get into the titty talk? Let's get down into titty talk.
It's
Hold on.
for dummies. It's for dummies. I had to get that.
Okay.
One thing. Hold on, Janice. You go. Okay. We're watching. Go ahead, Janice. Go ahead.
Right. Let me. You see, when I get to Grenada, I plan to do a few forums where I can show people what this process is all about,
right,
and the advantages of early detection and all of that stuff.
Okay.
So right now, Junior, I have expanders put in. It's not. I still need to go back into surgery because it's not shaped or anything. But what they needed to do was put almost like an empty sachet underneath the skin before my skin was sealed back. When they took off everything inside,
right,
they put in an empty sachet, and the expanders prepare the skin. It's stretching. It's like somebody getting bigger boobs, Junior.
Okay, I see.
If you see a young lady and she was a size C cup, and the next time you encounter her, she was a double D, or she's a triple D, she would have had to put in these sachets that they expand with liquid like once a week. You go and they make it a little bigger every week until the person gets to the desired size.
I see.
So that is one of the options that was presented also. If I wanted to not do it, I could have not do it. It was also one of the options on the table.
So why did you have to remove the both breasts and still do the chemo?
Because the analogy that was used is, imagine dropping a glass in your kitchen. It breaks, right? You're drinking some water, the glass slips out of your hand, it breaks. You can pick up the big pieces. That is what the surgery does. Surgery picks up the big pieces. But what happens if you do not sweep or take a mop or a wet tissue and pass over that area where the glass broke? What happens to you the next time or the next couple of times you walk around it?
You'll get cut. You might get cut.
Right. You might get cut. So to eliminate the might get cut,
right,
then even after a big surgery like that, the chemotherapy would flush your system of any cells.
And the thing about chemotherapy, which I heard about, it is a procedure that I have a family member. She went on the chemotherapy, and she was telling us about the process and how it make you feel so weak and so drained, because it really kill good cells and bad cells. It doesn't isolate.
It kills everything.
It kills everything, right? But her hair never fell off. Did your hair fall off during the chemotherapy, or did you cut your hair off?
Janae, if you know anything about me, I like to be in control of the things that I can be in control of. And when this process started, I knew one of the things that would probably break me, is waking up one morning and seeing my hair, a few strands of dreads on the pillow. That would probably have been my breaking point, where you see me walking around Brooklyn naked. So
I'm happy you can laugh about this, by the way. I'm happy that you can laugh about this. I'm happy because I feel like I want to cry. You laugh.
Not only that though, different depending on what stage you're dealing with, what stage they're treating you for, the medication will be stronger. I have not had major side effects. My hair did drop off. Well, I cut my hair, sorry.
Yeah.
I went to Roderick and I cut my hair and I put my hair in a bag. My hair is in my bedroom, shampooed and conditioned and in my bag in the bedroom.
Okay.
But like 3 weeks in, after the first infusion, you go into the bathroom and you soap up your bathing gloves and you pass your hand on your hair, and whatever little that was left fell off. So it did fall off. There's also an option these days where you can there's something called cool cap.
Yes, I heard about the cool cap, but they freeze it.
Where they would come the morning of your chemo, they would come a little before your session started and put on this cap on you that is very, very cold, and would what it would do is almost freeze the follicles of your hair.
Yeah.
Right? So I weighed that option. And when I think about spending Brandon money, $500 a session, when I think about spending Brandon money to save natural hair, you see, all my decisions has come back down to Brandon.
Super woman.
When I think about spending money that I could spend on Brandon to save natural hair, I'm like, nah, that ain't worth it. I cut it off, and it's natural hair. It's gonna grow back. And even if it ain't grow back, I'm sure y'all gonna still like me.
You're rocking it.
Bald head.
You're rocking it, Janice. You're rocking it for sure.
I'm sure y'all gonna still like me the same with a bald head. So, but yes, I did cut my hair, and the effects you get from chemotherapy depends on the strength of the medication that they're giving you. Each one of the medications are different. Each stage that you're given medication for is different. I have not had nausea, thank God, vomiting, diarrhea, none of the side effects that I was probably dreading. Some people get nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and all of that stuff. I did not get that. Friday, when I came from chemo, I was good. I was good Saturday. What will happen to me? I was good yesterday. Yesterday, I started to get tired, which is naturally what would happen. What would happen though? Today, I went into the hospital and they give you an injection to jumpstart your white blood cells. So a little later on tonight, my joints and my bones will start aching because my white blood cells are going back into fight mode.
Right, and that is your immune system getting back in.
Right, it's a jump start for your immune system. So that I drove to the hospital and got that today. So by later on tonight, tomorrow, I'll have some aches, but that's about it.
Guys, we're going to before like I know they want to talk to you, Jan.
Yeah.
I know they want to talk to you, but I want to ask you one last question about your diet. While we waiting on the call, let me put the number up on the screen. I know so much of you guys want to say hi to Jan. That's the number there that you call. We'll take a few calls. What about your diet? Did you have to change your diet at any point?
Not yet. You see, because the chemotherapy breaks down your system, and there are a lot of things you may not be able to eat. Right now, they kind of don't care, because when my surgery was done, they took out the cancer. So, for example, if it was someone they were treating with cancer, then I'm sure the doctors would tell them to keep away from sugar, because sugar is a trigger and all of that stuff. Keep away from. But my surgery eliminated the cancer.
Mm-hmm.
My doctor said the surgery went well. It was successful. We're good. We have good markers. We got good lines, and we're good.
Wow.
So I was not given anything. Do not eat this. Do not eat that. In fact, when I'm leaving the hospital after chemo, my doctor's assistant hands me a batch of Ensure. She
Mm-hmm.
says, just in case you don't feel like getting up, or just in case you're tired and you're weak, just so I have lots of these. I will get stomach burn. Like yesterday, my stomach burned
Mm-hmm.
because your esophagus and stuff are affected because these places have um, cells that regenerate quickly.
Yes.
It gets damaged easily, like your hair follicles, your stomach lining. Um, if I'm not sure if you can see my fingernails, but my
Yeah.
fingernails
Uh-huh.
you'd probably see that towards the cuticle area, the base, my nails would darken.
Oh.
These are just some of the side effects. They're not bad side effects, I can say. Um, some people are getting really, really strong medication, and it's really, really hard on them. And Junior, that is, I think, sometimes we ask God why we're here. Sometimes we question God, what's the purpose? Um, now I'm kind of figuring out that we have to find ways to help people who's going through this in Grenada.
Yes.
This is where I'm hoping that we can help as a unit. And Julian, that is,
Yeah. Hold on. I just pull up a
I
call
think,
there. Caller.
God, why we here.
The person that
Hello?
you call on the line. Turn your background. Turn your background, your television or your whatever is in the background. Turn it down, please. You're giving us a terrible feedback.
Okay, better?
Yeah, it's better. Go right ahead. You live. Janice is on the line. Go right ahead. Caller. Where are you calling us from?
Hi, Janice. It's Chantel, your friend, calling from New York.
Hey Chantel, what's up?
I'm good. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm good. Healing, mending, and recuperating after my last infusion, but I'm doing good.
Wonderful. So at this point, like, how are you planning on recuperating or treating the healing process of all of this?
Well, at this point, I need to drink a lot to flush the chemical out of my system because chemotherapy is chemical. So you drink a lot of fluids, a lot of stuff you may not be able to, like the lemony stuff or carbonated stuff. I may not be able to take in. I don't. Ginger ale works well. Ensure works well for keeping you, but I do a lot of soups.
Yeah.
Not the spicy ones, but I consume a little bit of soup ever so often, very, very regular. I drink a little bit of soup. So just you just go ahead. Every time you try something, it's either it works or it doesn't work. You may try to drink something and it's not working, you quit.
True.
Yeah.
That is really true, because I was just telling my friend a while ago, I said, the moment it really hurt me was I remember the day before you went into surgery, you came at my house and I did your hair.
Yep.
Wow.
And
he did my hair. Because I told him, I said I don't want, when I'm going into surgery, I don't want my hair all over the operating room. So he had to sew up my hair for me.
Nice, nice. Well,
and it really hurts me, but I'm glad to see you back up strong and working and doing your dues. Whatever you gotta drive, I'm right here a footstep away.
Oh yeah, hon. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. We appreciate you. All right.
Bye, Junior.
Yeah. Hi. Bye.
Junior, my saving has been coconut water. I drink a lot of coconut water all day, all day.
Someone just messaged me here and they want to know the process of the chemotherapy. Are you infused with some type of, or how is it? If you could just explain the process of the chemotherapy infusion.
Okay, you walk into the hospital in the morning and the infusion center, and the first thing they do is take your weight. They get your weight, then they draw blood. They need to check your hemoglobin, your blood count, and all of that to make sure. Because I think if your blood count is under 8, I don't think they can give you chemo. Because for example, people who's taking chemo regularly and taking strong doses, what happens is that their white blood cells don't get a chance to kick in.
Right.
So low blood count is one of the things that they try to that they hope you don't develop. So when I walk in the morning, my infusion, though, I had 4 infusions, and my infusions were 3 weeks apart. Each one of them were 3 weeks apart.
3 weeks apart.
So my body did get chance to heal, to be on the rebound every time I went for another infusion. So you go in, they check your weight, they pull about 5 vials of blood, they send it to the lab while you wait, and then they start you on pre-meds, which is some anti-nausea medication. For example, if I didn't get that pre-meds, I'd probably be sick all now, right? But because there's like a full hour of pre-meds, they push meds into you that eliminates nausea, vomiting. There was some steroids, there was some Benadryl to make you comfortable and sleepy. And if you have a reaction to anything, the Benadryl is already in your system.
Right, right.
So all of that is pushed while they're waiting on the blood work to come back. And once everything comes back and it's good, then your medication is, when you go into the hospital, you get your information, your name, your birth certificate, well, your birth date and all of that, which is what everything is calibrated to.
Mm-hmm.
So once you once all your blood work and stuff come back properly, then your medication is mixed and sent back to you. And after that hour of pre-med, then they start pushing it. It's mine was 2 hours.
Right.
And you walk in there, you have a reclining chair. They ask you if you want a warm blanket. If you want a warm blanket, you get a warm blanket. You turn on a movie and it's like getting drips, Junior.
Oh, it's like getting drips.
It's like getting drips. That's what I should have told you.
Okay.
In fact, my first infusion was here.
Uh-huh.
This in my regular area here. The second was a little lower down. The third one was on my wrist, and the fourth one was on the back, like right here. The last one. So it's like getting drips. That's how the infusion works.
Wow. Let's open up the phone lines again, guys. If you want to call in and speak to Jan. The number that you call on the screen, if you could also pin that, one of our moderators could pin that number, 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. We're speaking here with Jan, and she's telling us her story. First,
Charlene here was just asking if I got a port. Some people, when they have a lot of infusions, they're given a port, like sometimes on the chest.
Yes.
But I was only getting 4 infusions, so they didn't need to give me a port. No.
Okay. All right. Because I had that's the other thing I was going to ask, because if it's like drip, I know someone that had a port like right on their neck and they just like push it in there. So
yeah. I guess it was for a lot of infusions.
Right. Right.
Because the thing about, you see it again, chemo is chemical, and the chemical has the potential to collapse your veins. So because I didn't need more than 4, they didn't think I needed a port, so they just used regular veins.
Another thing that I know that you had to battle with, right?
Hmm.
COVID and this diagnosis, cancer diagnosis, because you are so exposed, because your whole immune system is just like shut down. If you could catch a cold and
Yep.
it goes into full effect, how did you protect yourself, and how are you protecting yourself now?
Junior, I don't go outside unless it's absolutely necessary. If you remember anything about me, I am one of the few people that have been paranoid since COVID hit. I don't. My friends have not come over since all of this started. I have I have not had anybody at the house
Yeah, I know
since
big
all of
pumps
this
always
started.
cook the along, and always always cook along with big pumps along and going on.
Yeah, but no. I ban pumps and then party and dread. I ban pumps.
Big pumps,
Hey.
they are the live with that. I think they are the live as well earlier.
No. I tell my partner, I say, watch now, we good, but you partying.
Mhm.
I need to stay healthy. We gonna continue partying when all of this is over. I
Right.
gave them the full lecture, including that I'm immune compromised and all of that.
Yeah.
And if you love me, you gotta stay away. That is generally my concept that I've told everybody. So sometimes you have to just you just gotta do what you gotta do.
Staying inside, not doing much, just basically going through the process.
Yeah.
How long do you? Okay, I'm getting a call from someplace far. I think. Let me take it and then we come back to it.
Okay.
Inside, not doing much. Okay, caller, you live? Where you calling us from?
Hi, I'm calling from London.
Go right ahead,
I'm a
London.
Canadian.
Go right ahead, London. Janice is hearing you.
Hi,
Hold on
John.
a second. Because you're calling on WhatsApp, she won't be able to. You won't be able to hear her. So just make your comment or statement, and then just she respond on the live.
Oh, okay,
And
that's fine.
also, what I want you to
I
do
just
for me,
wanted to.
one last thing. What I want you to do, I want you to turn down your background. So if you have the program going on in your background, just turn the audio down so we don't get the feedback.
Okay, that's fine. The program is on another phone. That's fine. I just wanted to say that I admire her and I admire her strength,
Yes.
and I pray God continue to guide her and just be um her shield, because I was very encouraging to see, and I'm in awe
Yes.
because you know some people have cancer or they're going through an illness and they can't even speak, like they can't come up with bold to even, then she's just using her situation as a testimony and as a light to give other people hope. It's like she's just like, it's like they have hope, and I don't even have, like, I'm so much in awe. My skin is breathing because I have good thoughts, because I'm so proud of her. Like, I just, like, it's like God is just leading you,
Yes.
and you're just taking your mantle and you're just running it with all power and strength. Like, I pray that God continue to guide you and protect you. And I know at times you probably might feel like lonely. I pray continue to comfort you, because
Thank you.
like you're just so sweet. Like, there's no word to describe you right now. Like, you're so sweet. And I know a lot of people over the world probably going through the situation and they feel like, okay, all hope is lost. But just you're just hope. Imagine you're talking and you're trying to touch all over, because you're so amazing.
Thank you.
God bless
Thank you
you.
very much.
God
Thank you. Thank you so
continue
much.
to keep you and just stay blessed. You're sweet. And that I will take your life.
Thank you.
Listen to our respond on the live. Thanks again. Yeah, Janice, call love from all over the world.
You know, Junior, that has been. I wanted to do this, but I wasn't sure if people would have been receptive to, because you know what I've realized, Junior, answering some of the questions that I got since Friday.
Yeah,
Grenadians are terrified, or maybe it's just human beings are terrified of the word cancer.
yeah. The whole world, not only Grenadians, everybody.
Junior, fear kills us.
Yeah,
Fear. The mind is a powerful thing, and fear will kill you. So that is why when I got my diagnosis, you had to put on your big girl panties
yeah,
and just figure out where we're going from here.
yes, yes. Got another call.
People are afraid of the word, and we have to take away the taboo. It's not your fault. If you're going through that now, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Um, it's not your fault. We have to see what we can do to get ahead and to beat it. But it's the fear. I realized that there is a lot of fear associated with the word, just the word,
Yeah,
not the treatment, not dealing with it. The word, the name.
yeah. Someone just called and I hung up on them by mistake, so I guess they're
Mhm.
gonna call back. What are you doing right now to ensure that your family members are checking themselves? Because you don't know if it probably your father's side, your mother's side, they might have the strands. How are they able to check themselves?
Um, Actually, let me see if I still have it here. 1 second. There is something called genetic testing. Is something that I'm doing with my family.
Right. Hold on, before you answer that question, John.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go right
let me
ahead.
take this call because this is something that's very, very important. I want you to take some time to spend on it. Caller, you live? Where you calling us from?
I'm calling from Connecticut.
Hey, Connecticut, how are you?
I'm good. I
Hi,
am
Auntie Karen.
calling because I am the auntie that she keep referring to.
Hi,
And
Auntie
I just
Karen.
want to say that you guys think you guys are seeing strength here today. Um, that's not even half of it. First of all, when I took Janice to the doctor, I couldn't believe how strong she was. You know, I was like so worried. I was falling apart. Kayla was falling apart, and she's looking at us and like, "What's wrong with you guys?" And she walked into the doctor's office, and we're sitting there. The doctor is talking to us, and she's taking all this in, and you cannot imagine the level of strength that woman portrayed. The next day, the doctor called me, the oncologist called me, and he said, I've done this so many times. I have never seen a woman so strong as your cousin.
Yes. Yes.
She is, and not one time did she say, why me, or felt sorry for herself.
Right.
She wanted to do this so badly for her son, and I have to say, I must commend her on her great strength. I know when I get off the phone, she's going to kill me, but I have to commend her on her great strength. The other thing I wanted to talk about, the oncologist here that I referred Janice to,
Mm-hmm.
he used to work very closely with Dr. McBarnett. I had hooked them up so that they can work very closely. And a lot of times they would, Dr. McBarnett would send referrals to him. He would overlook the case and give him recommendations. Since Dr. McBarnett passed, we have lost the connection, and I was telling Janice that. But Dr. Zakowitz, who is head of oncology department up here, is a great resource, and he's willing to extend his help. So if somebody is going through that and they want to reach out to Janice, if you guys feel that nothing is happening, you're going through chemo in Grenada, nothing is happening, reach out to Janice, and we'll see what we can do on our end up here.
Yep.
Great. Thank you so much, caller. We appreciate
Thank you, Auntie Karen.
what you continue to do, Auntie Karen. You're officially the Auntie Karen of Ridealong.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, that name's sticking. Just me. Everybody will call you Auntie Karen. Thank you. Thanks again.
Yes.
Thanks again
All
so
right,
much.
bye.
We got a caller coming in on the WhatsApp. Caller, you live? Where are you calling us from?
Hello, good night, good evening to everyone. Thank you
Yes.
for the opportunity. Janice, this is Lednick's mom, Cheryl.
So okay,
Hi.
she won't be able to hear you because you're on the WhatsApp.
I'm kind of hearing her. I'm
Yeah,
kind of hearing her.
yeah. You hearing her, but Janice, she not
Oh, she
gonna.
won't hear me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
I just want to let her know for me that God's got her. And in times like this, you really don't know what to say to people, but it's just to encourage. And I thank her because a lot of people could glean from what she's going through. And she's bold enough, like one caller said, that it's kind of hard when you're going through something like that to speak it out.
Yeah.
And it is so nice that she's able to speak it out and that somebody will learn and get comfort in what she's going through. So I want to thank her very much. Thank you, Junior.
Thank you so much, caller. A lot of
Thank you
love
very
coming
much.
in, and we continue to share the love. We got a caller on the line again. Caller, you live? Where are you calling us from?
Hello,
Yeah, go right ahead, caller. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Grenada.
Caller from Grenada. Tell her Jan is getting all the love today. Go right ahead, caller from
Hello,
Grenada.
Janice, it's Val here.
Hey, Val.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up?
I'm good.
I'm just giving you faith, strength, and hope.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll chat with you on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
so much, Val. We appreciate it.
Junior, here's one of the reasons. I noticed in recent times that I don't watch the death announcement in Grenada as how Grenadians watch the death announcement. But I have noticed that when you turn on social media on a daily basis, we're always saying rest in peace or sleep in peace or transition peacefully to some beautiful young woman or young man in Grenada.
Right.
And I am thinking, what if I am going through this and people are not remembering to check themselves for early detection? And all the time I'm going through my diagnosis and meeting with the doctors and the surgeons, all I'm thinking is, what if I say this to somebody and they checked and they found something early and can benefit from just a reminder, just a gentle, because Junior, watch now, I work on radio for years.
Yeah.
And the Cancer Society, I've been speaking for years. But it's never hit home. Because it was never me or somebody that I knew. But so I think if it's somebody that you know telling you, yo, check yourself. And you know it's not coming from a malicious place.
Right.
I think I thought if I do this, people will, and that's not just for women and breast cancer. That's for men and their prostate. That's for women who's having horrible menstrual cycles and they're thinking this may be just more than a menstrual period. Maybe this could be something more. It doesn't feel right. I just want everybody, Junior, to check themselves. It's not just a woman thing. It's not just a breast cancer thing. It's a message to pay attention to your body because our body is speaking to us. Pay attention to our bodies. That is the message that I'm hoping to bring to this forum.
Yes, I think that it's resounding. People hearing it from you, I know that more of our viewers will even check themselves. And you said it right, because breast cancer is not something that is only predominantly women. We want to say that it's all men. For the past 3 to 4 years, we have been consistently doing the walk for breast cancer just to let people know that they have to check their breasts. And for men, cancer. My father died from cancer as well, colon cancer, and it's something that I had to do, and I'm continuing to reach out to family members to do it as well because it's important. So this is where probably a junction where we stop and we say we love our family, we want to be here, life is amazing, check ourselves, and probably we should do a PSA on it, Janice, to even spread the message further afield. But you was talking about the test
Yeah,
that
the
the
genetic
genetic test,
testing.
right?
When I got to the hospital, one of the first things they wanted to know was, where is this coming from? Because unlike what we've been told and unlike what we've been taught, sometimes you go to the doctor and before you can sit down, the doctor start writing you prescription because you tell him, doc, here hurting me. I have a pain here. And the doc start writing you prescription. That is kind of like writing a prescription for a Band-Aid when you don't know where the pain is coming from.
Right.
And we see that happen a lot of times. Speaking of pain, let me tell you something that happened to me. A few years ago, probably about 4 years ago, while working at Power 95, I remember I started getting this niggling pain in the dead center of my back. It's almost like it was inside my spine. I thought I had a herniated disc. I thought something was wrong. So I went to Dr. Friday, and she recommended an x-ray. I went to the hospital, I got the x-ray. When I came back from the hospital, she said to me, there was nothing on this x-ray that should give you that annoying back. It was always a tired, annoying back. It wasn't a back pain that would put you sit down, but it was this annoying, niggling pain in dead center in my back. And Junior, that pain stayed with me until the morning, until the next day when I woke up from surgery, from my breast surgery. I did not know why I had this pain. This pain just stayed. And then I read somewhere that they say sometimes cancer cells start developing in your body for 3-4 years before it manifests somewhere. But that back pain left. Mm-hmm. I remember I used to wear high heel shoes and jeans to go to work every day. Mm-hmm. And then I stopped wearing high heel shoes and started wearing sneakers every day to get more comfortable because my ankles started to hurt me also. My joint pains have gone. So we have to pay attention to our bodies. Yeah. Sometimes our body is speaking to us. Not everything is gas, and not everything we can drink some hot tea for.
Yes.
You know?
That's so
but
true.
I was telling you about this genetic testing. The first thing they wanted to do is find out where this came from.
Right.
Because I was told that everybody gets a gene from their father and a gene from their mother. Mm-hmm. Sometimes your mother's genes are good. Sometimes your father's genes are good. Mm-hmm. That means you're perfect. Sometimes you get a bad gene from one of your parents. The chances of you developing something is 50-50. Mm-hmm. Some people get 2 bad genes from both parents, 1 from each parent. That increases your chances. So genetic testing, for example, I was told that if your grandmother, if you start seeing signs, even if you don't have genetic testing, but you start seeing signs that your grandmother developed breast cancer and your aunt developed breast cancer and her younger sister developed breast cancer, chances are there's a genetic something going on in your family. Mm-hmm. All right? Chances are there's a genetic something going on in your family that you need to pay attention to.
So that genetic... Go ahead, finish your thought.
Up here, they'll figure it out because this test, what's inside here is... This is a little tube, right?
Yeah.
And you put saliva in it. This one is done by saliva. So you
Okay.
spit in it and you send it back to the lab. And the lab will get all the information they need regarding your family from this. So one test to your father's side of the family, one test to your mother's side of the family. And that way you'll be able to figure out which side of the family do you need to start advising your nieces and your sisters. We need to start getting checked.
Yeah. What's the cost of this, Janice? Of this genetic?
I would have to find out because the guy gave me this for my particular family because I was already being treated. But I
Okay.
can find out if it's to be done independently, what it would cost.
What would it cost? Okay. Let's jump on the phone line. We got another caller. Caller, you live? Where you calling us from?
Hi, Janice. It's Charlene in Brooklyn.
Hey, Charlene.
How are you, my love?
I'm doing good. I'm good. Thanks.
I'm glad, thank God. Well, as I said to you in your messages, you can call me anytime. I'm your sister friend, and I'm so proud of you. I'm really proud of you because something we have to do, especially as mothers, we got to explain to our kids as well, teach them how to examine themselves because early detection is the best thing possible. I'm so proud of you, Janice.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm happy I can do this to because Junior, we talk about everything else. We talk about carnival, we talk about politics, we talk about everything else.
Yeah.
So when it's something important that could save us,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah.
I'm happy I'm able to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad you are able to. We have to spread it to the young ones too. Not only just grown folks, but the young ones. Got to spread it to them. It's important,
Thank you.
I'm here. God bless you. Love you.
Thanks.
Call me at any time. All right?
All right. Love you too.
All right.
All right, huh?
Thanks.
All right.
Take another call. Janice, the calls are coming in fast and furious. Guys, you're live. Right along. Where are you calling us from?
Yes, hi, good night. Peace and blessings. Good night, Junior. Good night, Janice.
Good night.
I commend you for your bravery and your strength. I was just glancing through and I happened to come up on the program and I just got stuck. I stand in the gap for you in prayer, sis. I pray that you get total healing, supernatural healing in Jesus' name. I pray that God will deliver you completely. I pray that He will give you a sound mind, a strong mindset, renewed strength in Jesus' name. I pray that He will, in the name of, I pray that you will be a test.
Caller, your phone kind of breaking up a bit. Thank you so much. Yes, we lost her.
Thank you very much for that prayer. Thank you very, very much for that prayer.
I know there's a lot of people there that's praying for you, Janice. You made and make, and you're making such a remarkable impact on people's life by just sharing your story. I don't even think that you understand how powerful this is. From since you came out and started, you did your live on Friday, and you started. I'm sure that the amount of people that was influenced by your story. And they say if you do something and you help one person, you could say that your job on earth has been done. But you helping hundreds of people, and I think it would continue by people watching this and sharing it. It would help a lot more and help save a lot more lives. Casey, a good friend of mine, a good friend of yours as well. She said, "Tell Janice Casey loves her very much and very proud of her."
Thanks, Casey.
Casey is bigging you up. We got another call coming in on the line. Caller, you live?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Hi.
I'm all right. And how are you guys doing?
We're great.
I'm good. Good, thanks.
Awesome.
Yes.
I really wasn't going to call, but I felt compelled to.
Yes.
Keep on keeping on. I'll wake you up later.
Oh, I think I can recognize the voice.
Yeah. And, I know that Brandon loves you immensely, and that I know the love you have for him, and that to fight. You always will. You've always been strong. Always been super strong, even when you had no choice. You were just so matter of fact with all of this. Well, what else am I do? I have to do this. I have to do that. Okay, all right. So just keep on doing you, and I'll come knock the door tomorrow. Bye.
And put whatever you have to put on the veranda. Don't go inside.
Mm-mm.
Don't
Oh,
go
forget
inside.
about how we all thing to deal with. So
Okay.
it's okay.
All right.
Bye.
All right.
I mean, Junior, watch now. It's as Auntie Karen said, I make it look easy, but it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Because Junior, the morning of my surgery, the morning of November 10th, I got a ride. I called my nephew to drive me to the hospital. He drove me to the hospital and he was supposed to pick me up the evening. Mind you, we're considering this major surgery, but I'm
Mhm.
supposed to be released the same day. The only reason I did not come home on the 10th of November and I came home the next day, it's because I was having a negative reaction to the anesthesia.
Right.
I was vomiting a lot after the surgery, so they needed to keep me for observation. But I walked out of that hospital the next day, and with the technology, I can say it wasn't as scary as having to come home. If I had to come home and change bandages and gauze and see a bunch of bloody stuff and sutures and stitches, it might have been different. But I came home, and to this day, I have never seen a spot of blood.
Okay.
The surgery was done and it was sealed. I came home with drains.
Right.
Drains are some plastic tubing with a bulb at the end coming out of the wound. So those I had to empty and document on a daily basis. I had to empty my drains and document my drains. But coming home from surgery and coming into an empty house is one of the most gut-wrenching feeling in the world.
Yeah.
But again, times are different. This is COVID, and we have to do what we have to do. So I didn't have a choice. You just have to focus and keep your mind in a positive space and keep moving forward.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I agree with you. And I relate to.
Junior, you see God? Junior, don't play with God in us.
I know.
Junior, hey, let me tell you something. When you believe, I may not be jumping up on every street corner
Mhm.
talking about God, but my relationship that I have with God and my that relationship that I have with my child and my God,
Mhm.
it's what kept me through all of this.
But a lot of people praying for you to Janice, because I remember you helped so much people. You called me and said, Junior, something happening in Grenada. Somebody need help. Let's help them. Just so, boom, let's do it. I said, Janice, sure, no problem. What do we need to do?
It's how
So
we
when
do.
you do things like that, as my mother does say, people praying for you. You have all the blessing, Janice. You have so much blessing because you walk the path of righteousness.
A
And you,
young lady said to me the other day, you mean to tell me all this time I'm asking you for help and you helping me and you didn't even tell me something wrong with you? I said, no, because it's not what this is about.
exactly.
It's not what this is about.
That is so true. A young lady just messaged me here from Grenada, and she's gonna get in touch with you. She's saying that she's trying to get in touch with you. She recently was diagnosed with left cancer in her left breast, and she's in Grenada. So all of those strengths, I know that they could use a lot of your strength to deal with situations like that. And I'm hearing a lot more of these situations happening in our region as well. We got another call on the line really quick. Caller, you live? Where you calling us from?
Sure.
Hi, I'm calling from Grenada.
Hi, caller.
Janice, I must tell you, on Friday, I went to work and I had a young lady give me a whole testimony about cancer. And when I came home, I saw a video and I had a bump on my breast and I was so concerned. But tonight, when I hear you speak, I think you uplift me. You make me feel some kind of courage to go forward and go to the doctor and get tested and see what's going on. And I just want to thank you because you really pushed me to do that. I'm scared, but with listening to you, I think my faith just grew a little more. So thank you very much, and I hope God continue blessing you, covering you under His blood, and protecting you and your family. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I hope that you go and take care of it. And remember, what we don't know is more scary than what we know and what we can deal with. And reach out to me anytime. Um, you can find me on social media. I'll give you my WhatsApp if you need it. And if there is anything I can do. Junior, we have to send home a shipment of stuff for people who's going through chemo
Yeah.
in
Well,
particular.
yeah.
Me and Auntie Karen plan to buy 2 recliner chairs already.
Well,
But she
Janice, just
says,
call me like how you don't normally do. Say, Junior, we need to do this. Let's get it done. Let's.
yeah, we have to, because that is a space. That space, Junior, that space where chemotherapy is done has to be a light healing space. It cannot be somewhere in a basement. It cannot be somewhere. We have too much ambience in Grenada. That should be overlooking the ocean. Reclining chairs overlooking the harbor is what we talk about when we talk about this is wellness we're talking about here.
Yes.
And we have to we well we need to touch down and meet with the people there that are dealing with the stuff, and then we can start making some plans. But there's so much going on in my mind of what we can do and how we can help. And I know I always have your support. So
Yeah, you know, you just have to, just a call away. Hamlet Mark just chimed in and he said, "Boy, this is very powerful. You don't know what to say. All these years, I thought Janice was stubborn, but she's brave." Hamlet Mark. Thank you, Hamlet Mark. And Hamlet Mark. Everybody know Hamlet Mark was the one who introduced me to media. I say it all the time. Every time I say Hamlet Mark,
me too.
he's the one I.
That was my first boss. Hamlet was my
YSFM.
first boss. YSFM.
Yeah, we got a caller on the line from the WhatsApp. Go ahead, caller, you live. Hello? Hello? Okay. Caller got cold feet. Yeah. Let me see if I could take one last call, and then Janice, we have to wrap it up. We are already about over time. But I just want to say personally, Janice, I appreciate you coming out and share this story. Um, it's really it's remarkable that you could build up that strength because you're helping a lot of people, and we have to do a ad or something, like some kind of PSA to let people know to go check themselves. Early detection is important, and what this program didn't do today, our PSA should do it to get people to go and to check themselves, how to check themselves, and also to go and get it. And don't be scared. Don't be scared. If
No,
Janice,
Junior, that easy to say.
well, and I understand, but I
Junior,
mean,
that easy to say.
don't
But
be
when you
scared.
go to the Junior, let me tell you something. If you have breast and you see there's this, again, it comes down to the fear of what if that thing in my breast is cancer.
Right.
That is a word that nobody in the world should ever hear. That name is a word that nobody in the world should ever have to get a diagnosis from. But it's in reality, it's going some of us are going to get that diagnosis. How we deal with it and what is available to us to deal with it is what would make the difference. So yes, let us go and get checked. Let us excuse me, let us start a drive to go and get checked. Right?
Yes.
Encourage your friends when you pick up the phone, say, hey, when last you had a pap smear? Not only breast, but cervical, fallopian tubes, uterus, all of that. Let us have the conversation. When you talk to your brethren, Junior,
Yes.
no homosexual thing, but ask him, bro, you're turning 40, you know you're supposed to schedule what you call it again?
I am.
The man test now.
Yeah, the man test. I just had
right.
Yeah.
You know you're supposed to. These are the conversations we're not having with our friends. We're having
colon.
The colon, and every other test.
Yeah.
We have to start taking ourselves seriously, Junior.
You're so right.
We have to start taking ourselves seriously.
I think that's what I'm saying, Janice. What this program is just a start of the conversation. Prostate.
The prostate. Men afraid that because it entails getting an index finger put in your butt. I mean, you're rather dead than your doctor check your butt. Come on.
It's not
Seriously?
It's not that easy, Janice, but I get what you're saying. I get where you're going with it.
No, Junior.
No, I get where you're going with it.
That easy.
You're right. And we should really start to get men.
We have to get out of our heads. We have to get the men out of their heads.
Yeah. Someone messaged and they say, Junior, I'm chiming in from Grenada. Let Janice know and encourage her to be strong. I pray for her complete healing in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Janice, I got to say thank you again for starting this conversation. And I think we need to continue it. Prostate check, breast examination, not only for women, but also for men. And for wives and girlfriends, I know some men don't want to go to the doctor, and women just go to the doctor. Sometimes women get a little thing they will go into the doctor every time. So if you know you have a boyfriend or a husband that don't want to go to the doctor, take him with you.
Bring him to the doctor.
Bring him to the doctor.
Hey, right? Babes, we going by the doctor.
Bring him to the doctor.
It is a serious. I mean, come on. If he's scared and you don't bring him, that means you're leaving your children open to be without a father.
Yeah.
And yourself open without a relationship, without a husband, without a man.
Bring him.
So in the long run, you winning. If you bring him, you win.
Yeah, you win. You
know?
I'll give you the last word. Just talk to our audience here a bit and close it off for us. Go ahead,
guys.
Up on the screen.
It wasn't the easiest diagnosis to get. But what you do with the information that you have makes all the difference in the world. I have reasons to live. Brandon and everything else surrounding Brandon. Every time, every breath that you take, it's a blessing, and sometimes we take it for granted. So when I got that diagnosis, it was difficult to deal with. You start thinking about the little things, what people will say. Oh God, I go dead, my hair go drop. All kinds of things run through your head. And then you go into survival mode. And you think about, how can I beat this? That is the mindset we're walking around with every day. How can I beat this? How can I beat this? And if that is your mindset, then there ain't no losing. How can I beat this? This is not a game you come to play to lose. And I may seem strong, but I've had my moments. I've cried. In private, I've cried. I've broken down. I have questioned myself whether I can do this or not. And then I thought, I can do this. And in doing this, I can help others to not just discover what's going on with them, but to change the narrative, change the conversation, change the stigma associated with cancer, because cancer is equals death from the conversations we hear. And that we have to change that conversation. We have to start talking about the amount of people that survive, the amount of people that are fighting, the amount of people that are living in spite of. We have to change the narrative and know that it is not about death. I mean, last year nobody didn't know about COVID. But look at how many people COVID took away from us. So we need to change the narrative and take away the taboo that says anytime you get cancer, you're dead. So, guys, not just women, fellas, check all yourselves. Do your check, regular check. And if something don't feel right, don't let nobody convince you that it's right. If you feel something on your body that you know and feel right, or your body don't feel right, don't let nobody convince you that it's right. Because if I had taken that doctor's advice and say, well, it don't feel like nothing, the story we would have been telling would have been very, very different here today.
Yes.
So do what you need to do. When you go to your doctor, ask questions. Find out what's going on with you. Ask questions. Ask for the answers. So that's my message. I hope that every one of you will share this message with somebody you know, a sister, a brother, an uncle, everybody. Share it with a friend. Share this message. This is one of the messages we need to go to everybody we know. Share the message.
Yes. Again, Janice, I gotta say thank you again. You probably won't even know how much lives you save today, but it's plenty. It's a lot of blessings. And for everyone who called in, the lines blew up non-stop, calling from all over the world. It's just a testament to the kind of person that you are, right? It's just a referendum on how people feel about you. Because if you was a person that wasn't out there and helping people, you wouldn't have this type of attention about what you're going through right now. You wouldn't have all this love, all this prayers, all this call. So all of this stuff, as I said, is a referendum on your personality and what you have done with your life thus far. And you have a lot of living to do. You have a lot of people to help still.
I agree.
You can call me, message me anytime. I'm just a phone call away, and I'm always with open arms to help in whatever situation or circumstances that presents itself. So I thank you. And we're
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for listening. And let's fight for one another. Together we are stronger, always. We are always stronger together. So let's look out for one another.
Absolutely.
Good night, everybody.
We'll keep in touch, and I will send some information to you. Somebody want to get in touch with you, I'll send that information.
Absolutely.
All right.
Good night.
Nobody can change my energy. Nobody can change
Yeah, you see? Well, you live good, and good will follow you every single day of your life. So when I tell all y'all, come on here, and if you have something that you could give and you see somebody in need, you give it. Because you never know when you're going to be in a position that somebody would need to help you. You might have everything today, You might have everything today, but tomorrow thing might take a turn for the worse. And the same people that you help today, that you pay forward today, they could possibly be the one. You see, Janice has lived her life since in media for a long time. I've been looking at her, She's been doing a lot of things. And sometimes Janice called me and she said, Junior, this is happening there, but we have to do something. And I said, Janice, no problem. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get it done. She stayed on top of these things, and she continued to help and change people's lives. And people would, if she ever fall, the prayers and blessings that she lived her life, and the prayers and blessings that she had in her life would always protect her. And I believe so. I sincerely believe that. So guys, live your life like that. Live your life like that. That's just not a testament only for breast cancer, but it's a testament of how you should live your life. Live your life good. Live your life good. Pay it forward. Remember, I tell all of that. Pay it forward. This is what Ride Along is all about. Paying it forward, loving, helping wherever we can. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. I don't talk. I finish. Guys, I tell all you I cut my vacation short, right? Because I had to be here. I had to be here. I had to be here to do this here today. So I am back in New York, and I had a great vacation. Sharon Rush, thank you so much. I had a great vacation. I had a great time in Aruba. I would like to thank the people in Aruba for welcoming me. The folks at Massive 103.5, SEB, DJ Swoosh, everybody who met me on the street, everybody that called me and tell me, yo, come we hang out. All you know, all you're supposed to take people in all your house in Aruba, but they asked me to come. All you call me, all you give me damsel stew. Hey, big up to Red Mud. Big up Red Mud. Give me wine and damsel stew and all kind of thing. The people in San Nicolas, all you hook up a brother. Real good. All the Grenadians, the Trinidadians, the Mexicans, everybody over there in San Nicolas, the folks all over Aruba. Thank you guys. From the bottom of my heart, I say thank you. I had such a great time. On my vacation. But I had to cut it short. I had to come here. I had to come here today to do this. So I came straight up the jumbo jet. Park the car, jump in. Same clothes I was on the plane. You see? I didn't even change. All you get me, stink of Aruba. Well, I ain't really. Yeah. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Nah, I don't have BO. All right. But all you get me smelling like Aruba. All you get me smelling like Aruba. Right? What the wrong put up some kind of something up on Facebook, eh? Making some kind of meme or something talking about stink. You're too much, Jed. Anyway, tomorrow, guys, we have an interesting story. Yeah, Esther, we do some potato pudding, guys. That's the next thing I wanted to tell all you, know. That's the next thing I wanted to tell you. We're coming back with the brunch, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be coming back with our ride-along brunch. In about 3 weeks, we're planning to have the ride-along brunch again. And that brunch is going to be take, pull, and go, take and go. We have oil down, we have pela, we have bacon saltfish, we have fish cake, we have cocoa tea, and my potato pudding. So look out for our brunch. Ride Along brunch is back. And you know, when we do those brunch, what we do, right? We do those brunch to help people, because a lot of time we get calls up and down, night and day. We getting calls, and sometimes we have to take money from our own pocket. Sometimes we have to beg people that ride, not beg, but I the official beg. I would beg. If I see somebody that needs something, I will go out and beg. I don't care what they call me. But sometimes we like to have like a surplus of money. Somebody call and we could give them some funds. We want to be able to do that. So when we have the brunch, that's what we was doing with the brunch. But since COVID, we haven't had the brunch. So all this time we helping people and doing all this stuff, that was coming from our coffers, right? So that's why we come and we plead and we beg for all your support. So if you could give a little support, you could become a supporter of Ride Along. You know, you click on there and you become a supporter. The monies that we receive, it goes back into helping our community, all right? So we could continue to do this. So guys, we urge you to support our brunch, support our Riders headphones. All you see are Riders headphones. We have our own headphones. Support it. Go on ridersong.com and so buy a headphone and support us. Become a supporter. Click on the support button and become a supporter. And when you become a supporter, it's only $4.99, guys, a month. That is less than the cost of coffee. You drink how much cups of coffee a day? That's per month, you know. And that $4.99 could go a very long way in helping somebody. So you could become a supporter. In fact, click on the link, guys, and become a supporter of Ride Along. And you get the tag thing there, you know. It says you're a supporter. We have a lot of supporters that's on right now, but we need more. We need more. So become a supporter. Celestine, big up yourself. All right. So become a supporter. If you want to donate some to Ride Along to make sure that we could put some gas in the tank and help people continue to do this, please do help whatever you could do so we could continue to bring those stories and help more people. All right? Ride Along Live is brought to you with the kind of compliments of Riders Headphones. See, Riders Headphones. Get one right now. Go on to riderssong.com and pick up one of our latest headphones. See, right there? Riders. These are the those are the over the air one, but these here, this one is the Sport. This is the open air concept headphone. These, let me tell you, this headphone here is the best headphone you'll get. Best headphone money could buy. Trust me. You don't get lost, like, you know, like people say, oh, they lose the headphone, the earphone. This one, you ain't getting that one lost at all. You're good to go with Riders. If you're in sports and you want to go to the gym, booyah! Because this doesn't go inside of your ear, no. This goes above your ear, like so. Like so. Let me show you guys. Right here. See? Right here. That's where it goes. Right there. And it's Bluetooth, so it connects to your phone. Music. Someone calls you, you answer it. You're good to go. You're all set. All set. Good night, everyone. Thank you guys so much. And don't forget, Ride Along is a platform. If you have a story to tell, if you have a story to share, we want to hear it. Inbox us and share your story. Help save someone. That's all. I think that's all. Yeah. That's all, folks.
You gotta be strong in this time, son.
Don't forget the brunch coming up. I said that already. Yeah, I said the brunch already. Yeah, I said that already. All right, the brunch. Ride Along brunch coming up. Oh, guys, listen. Also, I almost forgot. So we have the Riders sweaters, the Riders t-shirt, right? So if you want to keep supporting Ride Along, you could get our fleece, our sweaters, our t-shirt, our polos. It's all about supporting Ride Along. All right? Support it. The Riders, you're a true rider. All right? Those are in stock right now. You can get it on the website, ridersong.com. Peace out. Good night. Bye-bye.
What you do makes a difference, and you get to decide what difference you make.
In 2020, I was nominated for the Carlino Award, which is the award for advocacy. It just ballooned from there. I decided to become an ambassador for my area, and my goal with that relationship was to build a relationship with my local politicians here and the ones that represent in Washington, to let them know what was happening with Alzheimer's, give them information, let them know that we need their support and so forth. It just opened a whole new world of people to network with and people who felt as passionate as I did about this cause, and I still do to this day.
All Pro Health Staffing, www.allprony.com. Come on, this is your opportunity to tap into the $7.3 trillion industry in this COVID time. Get interactive, hands-on in the Forex and crypto market. Educate yourself in this financial industry. All of this is possible right now with a multi-source income generator. This program will allow you to learn while you earn in this lucrative decentralized industry. Take advantage of this trading academy, personal development, create multi-source stream income, trading ideas in this global market, get discount travel with your own portal, bonus token backed by bitcoins, and so much more. For more information, contact Kristen Alexis at 347-834-2852 or Marisha Dash at 646-529-6570. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity of a lifetime. Call now.